Have you ever looked at the calendar and thought, wait, how is it already July? I have. And honestly, it scared me. Another year was flying by, and I had no real progress to show for it. Same old habits. Same job. Same overthinking. I kept saying I'd figure things out, but deep down, I was just avoiding everything. I wasn't living. I was stalling. It hit me one day, if I keep going like this, I'll blink and be in the same place next year, maybe worse. I knew something had to change. That's when I found these 5 books. They didn't just give me advice, they shook me awake. They helped me stop drifting and actually start living with clarity and purpose. If you've ever felt stuck, lost, or like life's just passing you by, this video is your sign. These books might just be your turning point. The scary thing is, we don't lose our lives in one big moment. We lose them slowly. One, I'll do it later. One, maybe next week. One scroll at a time. It creeps up quietly. You tell yourself you'll start the business, go back to school, fix your habits someday. But someday keeps getting pushed. Then one day you wake up and realize a whole year, maybe even more, has passed, and you're still stuck. Let me ask you something. How many dreams have you quietly buried? Not because they weren't possible, but because fear, doubt, or just distractions got in the way? I've been there. I still fight it. But these 5 books helped me see clearly again. They showed me how to get unstuck, rebuild my mindset, and start actually living with direction, not just existing. Let's fix this. One book, one idea, one day at a time. Book 1. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Let's start with book 1, because this one changed how I think about everything from habits to growth to success. The book is called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and it's based on one simple idea. Small, everyday actions either take you closer to your goals or further away. At first I thought, how powerful can small actions really be? But then I realized, the small things are exactly what shape your entire life. Think about it, skipping one workout doesn't matter. But skipping workouts for a year? That adds up. Same with money, relationships, or even your mindset. Most of us don't fail from one huge mistake. We just drift away slowly, from the small things we ignore every day. This book showed me that the difference between successful people and everyone else isn't luck or genius. It's the fact that successful people stick to simple habits even when they don't feel like it. One line from the book stuck with me. The things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. That hit hard. Reading 10 pages a day, easy to do, but also easy to skip. Drinking water, going for a walk, saving a few dollars, all simple things. But we often ignore them because they feel too small to matter. When I started applying this, everything changed. I wasn't chasing big goals anymore. I was building momentum through tiny daily actions. Reading 10 pages, writing 100 words, doing one small task I'd been avoiding. These things felt small, but they gave me a sense of control. Jeff Olson calls this idea the slight edge. It's not about doing more. It's about choosing the right direction and staying on it even when progress feels slow or invisible. He says, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. So if you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or lost in your own goals, the slight edge will help you reset. You'll realize that real success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the small right things every single day. And over time, those small things will change your life. After the slight edge taught me the power of small daily habits, I realized there was still something holding me back. My own mind. That's where book 2, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins came in, and honestly, this book hit me like a punch to the gut. There was a time in my life when I kept quitting everything, workouts, goals, even friendships. I called it burnout. I told myself I needed a break. But deep down, I was just giving up too easily. And Goggins? He didn't sugarcoat it. He called it what it was. Weak self-talk. One quote from the book slapped me awake. You're in a fight with yourself and you've been losing. That hurt. But it was true. I was losing the fight in my own head. The one filled with doubts, excuses, and fear. Reading Goggins made me realize that I had made comfort my habit. And every time I said I'll do it later, or I'm too tired, I was slowly building the habit of quitting. What changed? I stopped negotiating with my excuses. I started pushing through, even when I didn't feel like it. Not in a toxic hustle-hard way, but in a I won't let fear or laziness run my life anymore way. This book isn't here to motivate you. It doesn't tell you you got this. It tells you, get uncomfortable, do the hard stuff, be the person you're avoiding. It forced me to face the truth that growth doesn't feel good in the moment. It hurts, it's uncomfortable, but that's exactly how you build mental toughness. If you're always doubting yourself, always starting and stopping, always making excuses, can't hurt me is your wake-up call. It won't inspire you softly. It will call you out, break you down, and rebuild your mindset from scratch. And honestly, that's what I needed. Because sometimes, the only way to grow is to stop being soft with yourself and start showing up, even when it sucks. After Can't Hurt Me taught me how to stop making excuses, I realized there was one excuse I had been holding on to for years. I've got time. That lie sat in my head for so long. I'm only 23. I'll figure things out later. Everyone's lost in their 20s. It's fine. I'll get serious someday. That's where book 3, The Defining Decade by Meg J comes in. And it hit me like a brick. This book isn't about pressure. It's about clarity. It made me realize that your 20s are not some waiting room for adulthood. They are the most powerful, shaping years of your life. Meg J is a clinical psychologist who's worked with tons of people in their 20s, and many of them come to her in their 30s saying, I wish I'd started sooner. The truth is, your 20s define so much your mindset, your career path, your relationships, your confidence. The choices you make now, they don't just count, they compound. And the book makes one thing painfully clear. You are either building momentum or building regret. That one line stuck with me. It doesn't mean you need to have everything figured out. Most of us don't. But it does mean you should stop treating this decade like it doesn't matter. Because it does. A lot. This book helped me stop drifting and start intentionally choosing how I spend my time. I started being more mindful of who I surrounded myself with, what skills I was building, and what kind of person I wanted to become. Not someday but now. And no, it's not fear-mongering. It's real talk. Because someday is a dangerous word. Someday becomes next year. Next year becomes too late. So if you're in your 20s and feeling lost, uncertain, or like you can figure it out later, please read The Defining Decade. It might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed before time slips away unnoticed. After The Defining Decade woke me up to how important this stage of life is, I knew I had to get serious about building better habits. But no matter how many routines I tried, I kept slipping. I thought I had a discipline problem. But then I read Book 4 Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it changed the way I looked at everything. James doesn't just talk about habits. He talks about who you believe you are. He says, every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. That line hit me deep. I always said things like, I want to read more, or I want to be healthier, but I never followed through. Why? Because I didn't believe that I was a reader or a healthy person. I still saw myself as someone who tries, not someone who is. So I tried something simple. Instead of saying, I want to read more, I started saying, I am a reader. That one shift made a huge difference. Suddenly, I wasn't trying to read, I was just doing what readers do. I wasn't forcing myself, I was just living the identity I had chosen. Atomic Habits teaches you that you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. Goals are good, but they're not enough. If your systems, your daily habits don't support who you want to be, you'll always feel stuck. This book helped me focus less on big changes and more on tiny wins. 5 minutes of journaling, 1 push-up, 1 page read. Those tiny actions, done consistently, started to reshape how I saw myself. And once your identity shifts, motivation isn't even the issue anymore. Your actions just feel like you. So if you feel like you're always starting over, losing motivation, or feeling frustrated that you're not changing fast enough, read Atomic Habits. It will help you build the systems and identity that make change actually stick, not just for a week, but for life. After Atomic Habits taught me how to build better systems, I still found myself getting in my own way. Even when I was making progress, part of me would slow down, pull back, or quit altogether. That's when I found Book 5, The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. And wow, it felt like someone had put my inner struggles into words I didn't even know I needed. There were times in my life where I truly believed I was the problem. I thought I wasn't trying hard enough, that I was lazy, inconsistent, broken. But this book helped me see the truth. I wasn't broken, I was blocked. Brianna explains something powerful. We often self-sabotage, not because we're weak, but because we're scared. We fear change, even when we say we want it. We fear outgrowing the version of ourselves we're used to, so we stay comfortable but stuck. One line from the book shook me. Your new life will cost your old one. That hit hard, because deep down I knew I had dreams. But I also knew I was clinging to old habits, old mindsets, and old wounds that were holding me back. She also says, you're not lazy, you're scared. And that fear often shows up as comfort. That explained so much. Why I stayed quiet when I had something to say. Why I scrolled instead of doing the work. Why I planned instead of acting. This book doesn't shame you. It helps you understand yourself. It shows you that healing is not some soft, feel-good idea. It's actual work. It's about sitting with your patterns, understanding your fears, and gently learning how to let go of the version of you that's no longer helping. The mountain is you felt like a flashlight in a dark room. It helped me see the emotional blocks I'd been ignoring. And once I saw them, I could finally start moving forward, not perfectly, but finally free. If you've ever felt like you are the one holding yourself back, this book will help you become the person you've always wanted to be on the inside, not just the outside. Let's be real. A year can pass in the blink of an eye. One moment it's January, and the next you're wondering where all that time went. I've been there, stuck in the same routines, saying, I'll change tomorrow, but tomorrow kept getting pushed, and nothing changed. Until I picked up these 5 books. They didn't just give me knowledge, they gave me direction, discipline, and clarity. Book 1. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Small steps equals big life. This book was a wake-up call. It taught me that life isn't about big dramatic changes. It's about the small things you do every single day. Brushing your teeth. Reading 5 pages. Choosing water over soda. These tiny actions seem like they don't matter, but they do. They stack up. Before reading this, I always waited for motivation to strike. But this book showed me that success comes from doing the boring, simple stuff, even when no one's watching. Book 2. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Toughen Your Mind. Next, Goggins came in and flipped my mindset upside down. He doesn't hold back. No fluff, no soft words. He made me face my own excuses. All the times I said, I'm too tired. I'll do it later. I'm not good enough. He showed me those thoughts weren't truth, they were habits. This book made me stop negotiating with my excuses. It pushed me to get uncomfortable and stop being soft on myself. Growth is hard, and that's the point. Book 3. The Defining Decade by Meg J. Your 20s Matter. If you're in your 20s and think you've got time, read this now. I used to think I could figure life out later. But this book showed me that later is a lie we tell ourselves. Your 20s shape your career, relationships, and future self. What you do now matters a lot. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about making intentional choices now, so future you doesn't carry regret. Book 4. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Build identity, not just goals. This book gave me the tools I needed. It made me realize I didn't have a discipline problem, I had an identity problem. I kept saying, I want to read more. But once I started saying, I am a reader, everything shifted. James teaches you how to build habits that actually stick. He shows that goals don't change, your life systems do. Tiny wins every day equals massive change over time. Book 5. The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. Stop Self-Sabotage. This book felt like therapy. It made me realize that I wasn't lazy or broken. I was scared. Scared of failing, scared of change, scared of letting go of my comfort zone. It helped me understand why I kept blocking my own growth. Why I kept self-sabotaging even when I wanted more from life. This book is all about healing. It's not soft. It's not spiritual fluff. It's about facing your fears and learning how to stop being your own worst enemy. These 5 books, they didn't magically fix my life, but they gave me clarity, control, and courage. They reminded me that change isn't something you wait for, it's something you build. One small choice, one hard truth, one better habit, one healed wound. So if you feel stuck, tired, lost, or like time is just slipping away, read these before another year goes by, because you don't have time to waste. And you're not as far behind as you think. You just need a fresh start. And these books are it. So if you're ready to stop drifting and start actually living, let one of these books be your first step. These books didn't hand me a new life. They gave me the tools to build one honest page. One small habit, one brave choice at a time. Don't let another year pass in autopilot. Pick just one book. Let it shake you awake. Which one hit you the hardest? Tell me in the comments. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Someone out there needs this. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's your friend.